Hey guys, what's up? All right, welcome back. Now, today you guys wanted to hear about why food cravings in peri and menopause. And this is a big topic because a lot of women are getting them and you're fighting through them, and it's very, very difficult to do that. So, first, it's important to understand why are we even getting them in the first place? And as you are probably experiencing, our hormones are fluctuating at this age, right? And it's not like a straight up and down, they're fluctuating a little bit. And so when we get a food craving, it's basically our body asking for a quick hit, a quick fix of something that is a little bit imbalanced in the body. So when we're having decreases in estrogen, for example, it's also affecting our serotonin and our dopamine. And these are kind of like our happy chemicals, our mood chemicals. And so obviously we want to bring those back up because we want to feel great. Also, progesterone is our calming hormone. That's starting to fluctuate and go down. And so you may be experiencing a little bit more anxiety. And how can we calm anxiety? A lot of people turn to food for comfort and to get those little hits of those happy chemicals to calm us down. And that would usually be in the form of carbs. With the fluctuations we're also experiencing, lucky us, right? Um, More of a resistance to insulin. So what that means is instead of our body efficiently using our food as fuel, it's having a tough time getting up to our cells. And so our body is going to signal us a craving in the form of like sugar cravings to give us a quick hit because it's trying to get it up there. So cravings are a signal and they're trying to regulate something that's not quite regulated. Now, the good news is you can do it before the cravings even start. So I also want to say that they're all tied together. So when one is dysregulated, it's going to affect another one. So when the estrogen and progesterone are going down, that's affecting our cortisol. Now this can affect our sleep. What's it like when you don't get a good night's sleep? It's not good. The next day you're left having more food cravings, unnecessary hunger, and that's because with not enough sleep, it's dysregulating your hunger hormones. So what do most women do? What we've always done is we start to gain a little bit of weight and we listen to that old advice of, okay, it's thermodynamics. I must have to just eat less than I burn off. So let me cut my calories. But here's the problem with that. Cutting your calories lower and lower isn't going to matter so much if you're not fixing the underlying issue, because you're going to still have cravings. So you might be able to do it for a little while with crazy willpower, but the system underneath is still dysregulated. So it's the body's biology is everything, right? Like, I mean, Mother Nature made us amazing. So when the body is dysregulated, it wants to be regulated and it's going to give you cravings to try and give that regulation. The problem is those cravings are going to give you a short, quick hit. And then you're going to be left having the cravings again. And it's a whole cycle. So this is why women are so frustrated, because you're doing these strict diets and you're trying hard. That's the frustrating part, right? You're trying and you're cutting your calories lower and you're getting rid of carbs and you're doing keto and intermittent fasting and all these kinds of things, and it's not freaking working. And it's because the underlying system is dysregulated. So it's going to win every time unless you take care of that first. Because weight loss at this age, it's not a calorie problem. It is a signaling issue. You can't fight against the signaling. Well, you could try, but you're only going to be able to do it for so long because your biology is going to overpower it and it's going to win. So the solution is let's get to the root and correct the signaling problem. And you can do this through food and lifestyle. So one of the first things you want to do is, number one, I see women doing this a lot. They'll skip breakfast because they heard intermittent fasting is the thing. And then you're frustrated because it's not working. Well, intermittent fasting can be great for some men. It can be great for some other things. And actually, I'm going to give you a hot tip that I wasn't going to give today, but I'm going to give it to you. If you wanted to experience the benefits of intermittent fasting, you would do it the opposite of what you're probably doing, which is most women will not eat breakfast and you won't eat until noon. And then that's your fasting window. This is not good for women because you want to really balance your blood sugar, balance your cortisol, balance everything properly. So this is going to work against you. But if you really want to believe in the benefits of intermittent fasting, because there are some, I would recommend instead doing the opposite and not eating in the evenings. So that way you can stop eating. And I'm just picking a number out of my head right now, but let's say, depending on your schedule and your sleep cycle, if you went to sleep at 11 p.m., that would mean not eating after, again, I'm just throwing numbers out here, but it'd be like not eating after 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. Nothing. And that includes wine, my friends, nothing, just water, whatever, herbal tea after dinner until the following morning when you have breakfast. So let's say it's 7 p.m. at night, you don't eat, and then you don't eat again until 7 in the morning. Guess what? You just did a 12-hour fast. But then you're going to eat breakfast in the morning, and that's going to help to balance your blood sugar. And again, this was totally a hot tip that I wasn't planning on saying today, but there you go. You're welcome. And that's very beneficial for a lot of different reasons. Now, the reason we are having, I go off in tangents, can you tell? The reason we're having these cravings, again, is because we have a dysregulation of hormones and they're looking for a quick fix to get us back to baseline. But what we want to do is we want to correct the signaling process that's lying underneath it. That way you don't even have cravings. Wouldn't it be lovely to just eat full meals every day without any food cravings and feeling great all day? So you want to fix the underlying signaling, which you can totally do. So I just gave you one tip, which I wasn't even planning to do, but there you go. It's a good one. But the other thing you can do is, it's pretty simple stuff. You want to have protein within an hour of waking. You want to have 30 grams of it. And this is going to help balance your blood sugar, but it's also going to help balance your dopamine and your serotonin. And it's also going to help with GLP-1 production, which we talked about last week, which is those injections people are taking, but it's a naturally occurring hormone, and we can stimulate its production with food. So you want to be doing things with food because you want to get something that is going to be long lasting. Like, I don't know any woman I've ever met who likes dieting and yo-yo dieting. And that's what everyone's getting stuck in the cycles of, because they're focusing on the wrong things. You should not be focusing on the calories right now. You should be focusing on correcting those signals so they're signaling properly. And not only is it going to help with food cravings before they even start, so you don't even have to deal with them, so you don't have to deal with willpower, but it's going to help unlock fat loss, because there's hormones like insulin that are going to promote fat storage, or they're going to unlock fat loss. And so you just want to eat in a way that does these things. So again, the fasting one I gave you for overnight, but also another one is you want to have that protein first thing in the morning. That's going to help with your blood sugar balance. It's going to help with cravings and all that kind of good stuff. And then you want to have equal portions of protein regularly throughout the day. Now, is this going to completely correct your entire situation, especially if you've got years of yo-yo dieting under your belt? That's going to mess things up a little bit too. If you are still going on strict diets, we got to kind of correct that balance, but it's certainly going to be helpful, and you've got to start somewhere. Now, if you want to really reset everything from the root cause and really kind of get your hunger and satiety hormones working properly, you want to get your insulin and blood sugar, everything working efficiently so that you can promote fat loss and unlock fat loss for your body, which you absolutely can do, instead of promoting fat storage, which is what a lot of women's bodies are doing unbeknownst to you. So all this dieting and fighting through cravings and willpower is painful for no reason, because it's not going to work long term. But if this is something you're really interested in and getting a handle on, and you just want to get the signals properly, then I would encourage you to reach out to me personally through a DM and just send me the word interested. I take my clients through a 4-month process to really correct this internally. And you're probably saying, 4 months, I want my results next week. Well, that's what's keeping you stuck in the cycle. So to do it properly, you really got to do it slowly, and you want to reset the signals. That way, you're not fighting through willpower ever again. You're giving your body what it needs, and it's signaling to you properly. So you're not feeling hungry when you've had enough. So you're not having cravings when you feel like you've had enough food, and so that your body's working efficiently, so that it's burning your food off as fuel and unlocking those fat stores instead of storing it as fat no matter what you do. So I hope that helps you guys. Questions, leave them below. If this is something you want deeper, real help with, then send me a DM if you're very serious about it, and just put in the word interested. And of course, I'll know what that means, and we'll have a quick conversation. Now, if you didn't want to go that deep and you're not quite sure yet, I did make a quiz for you guys, which is awesome. It's a 2-minute quiz, and most women I find fall into a weight loss resistant pattern. There's 3 distinct ones. So instead of following just generic advice, you want to see where you're at, and hopefully this can start to make sense of it for you. If you're interested in the quiz, it's a free 2-minute quiz, and it'll tell you which of the 3 patterns you fall in. Then comment below quiz or send me a private DM with the word quiz. You can also find all of this stuff at the link in my bio. Hope that helps you guys. And if anything gives you assurance, you're not broken, you're just fighting against signals that aren't quite signaling properly. But the good news is we can actually get them firing on all cylinders again. You just have to take more of a root cause approach and kind of know exactly what you're doing for the intricacies of it. But once it's set up, it works amazing, and you don't get to deal with this stuff anymore. Anyway, hope that helps you. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and shoot me a DM if you want any of the above. Otherwise, you can visit my bio as well. The stuff I have linked in there for you. All right, bye.